Okay, good morning everyone. So in the last tutorial, we have already finished the model of our zombie character. For this time, we are going to do Unwrap UV and make this model be ready to be exported to 3D code for texture paint. So, very important things. Before we start to unwrap UV, it's better for you to apply all your subdivisions and also mirror modifier. Otherwise, you cannot unwrap a full completed UV map. Okay, so I will turn on my shortcut view R, although this one actually doesn't mean that much for now. So first thing is I will apply the subdivision modifier for all of them. So including the head part and also this one, the eye. Okay, so now we have already applied all the modifier. Okay, we still miss one, the shoes. Take a look of that. Okay, for this one, yeah, that's okay. Okay, so basically for the mush start, I think we don't need to unwrap the UV, but for the rest part, I want to unwrap the UV. And we have so many different objects, so should we unwrap the UV each by each, one by one, or we can unwrap UV, for example, like this part, we can make the UV map of this model we combine with the hand part. Well, it's up to you. Usually, if you are making a game model, we will set all the UV map in just one map rather than separate map. But for animation, because we need some more details rather than game. So usually I will separate them into different pieces. So for this model, because usually I will set the UV map in 2K size. If you want, you can set 4K size, but it will require more physical memory to do the rendering. So in this time, I will choose in 2K size. Let's start to do that. First thing is let's split your window and turn on the UV editors. Right now it's totally empty because we didn't set anything. And also I will turn off the render result. Okay, and for now, for sure the skin right here, including your legs, your hand, your head, they're supposed to be one. They're supposed to be sure the same UV map. So I will unwrap them in one map. And also for the eyes and for all the rest of part, the teeth, the gums, and your tongue, all these things there are very tiny stuff. So I will put them in one UV map. And for the clothes, the shoes, I will set them into another UV map. So that's my plan. In this time, I'd like to use in the traditional way for unwrap the UV. So let's take a look, especially for the head. I prefer you guys to do the unwrap UV in a traditional manually way because the unwrap pattern looks better than the automatic. But for some part, you can use automatic, it doesn't matter. Alright, so let's do this. So let's create a new UV map and I will call this one zombie skin. I hope soon or later, since the AI now is so advanced, I hope sooner or later we will have automatic unwrap UV and in a perfect shade. But for now, unfortunately, we still don't have that, so we still have to do that in this way. So click OK, and now we have a new map. And don't forget to save this one, the zombie skin. And it's better for you to set all these UV map in just one folder. So I will create a folder, and it was called Zine Textures. Alright, so let's save this one and this is the folder. So now let's start to do this. First thing is let's go to edit mode and go to the age selection mode. Let's take a look. So basically, just like you can see the UV map, it's just like origami. So we have to cut this one into like an unfold mask. So how can we do that? For example, for now, it's impossible for us to do that because right now it has so many different pieces, and if we just directly unwrap the UV, it's impossible for us to unwrap this one into a flat one. So we need to choose in some same edge. So for example, for this model, usually I will choose the same edge in the back part. It's easier for us to unwrap the model, and also it's not that obvious because for the same edge, usually the textures it looks a little bit weird. So I will choose in the back part. So let's isolate this one and let's go to the back part, choosing the edge right here. And you can choose in the Auto and Shift key to select the ring edge. But for the front part, I will deselect them. So let's go to the wireframe mode, go to the top view, and deselect this part. Alright? So basically, you can imagine that we are going to unwrap the UV in these directions. So let's click here and press U, and you can choose the mark scene. So this part it will become the scene edge. And now select the face mode, choosing all of them, press A key and press U key, and as far as I can see this is the original one, but right now it's already pretty weird since we have already do a lot of operations. So some part it was overlapping and it will create a lot of problem right here. So now let's press U and you can choose in unwrap UV. And now you can see it was unwrapped into the same, looks like a face mask, right? That's the one I want. And why we do this one, not rather than using U and Smart UV project, that's the automatic way to unwrap the UV. Because in the old time, when we don't have the 3D painting techniques, we have to use in Photoshop to unfold your skin on this type of UV map. So for sure you need to understand, okay, this part is the eye part and this part is the mouth part and what else. So we need to understand this kind of situations. Otherwise, if you don't know the UV map, where it is, well, how can we know we should put the eye nose right here? So that's the thing. That's why I hope you guys can do the unwrap UV in this way. Okay. So let's choose in the ring edge. I think we can choose in the ring, or you can choose in the Shift and Alt key to select the ring. And also right here, let's choose in the ring selections, and we can turn on the proportional editing. I think right now it was a little bit too large, so I want to scale down. Because for the border part, it will be distorted a lot. So you can adjust this one. And also right here, since we have the ring selections, so it's better for us to do the, not this one. Okay, that's okay. It's just choosing all of them. You can do the selection. For this part, it is supposed to have more detail, so I'd like to choosing all of them. And it's better, for now you need to do the symmetry selection, but I using the manually way, that's okay. Alright, and press S key to enlarge them. This part is supposed to be more detailed. Okay, alright, so this is the face. So right now you didn't see that, but if you click this button, it will stay on this part. So let's choosing all of them and rotate them into 90 degrees. So I will choose R90. No, sorry. R negative 90. Oh, sorry. R 180? No. 270. Okay, just like this, and you can scale this one down. Well, because this one is supposed to have a lot of detail, so I will still keep the face in this size. Alright, so now we have. Okay, so now let's turn on another one. So we also have our hand. For the hand, actually, you can just choose in one, and for the other side, we don't need to do that. So it's up to you. You can do both. So let's try to do this. So let's choose an edit mode, and let's take a look because we start this model with cube. So now it was totally different. Again, we have to choose in the ring selections, and usually I would choose for myself, I would choose in the middle edge because as far as you know, the back side of the hand is the color of the front part, the upper part of your hand is different from the lower part. So I will choosing this one as our edge. So just using go to the edge selection mode, using the ring selections, and you can mark the scene. Everyone has different ways, so you don't have to completely follow my operations, but that's my based on my experience. So now press U and unwrap UV. So as far as you can see right now, we have a hand. And remember, right now we are put these two objects inside one UV map. So make sure uh, all this UV map has the right proportions and right size. So let's press, sorry, we have to turn off this one, press G key, probably put them here, right? And for the other side, if you want, you can do the same, but actually, based on my experience, you can just directly on using the other side's hand, the UV map to do this part. But anyway, I just based on, just in order to demonstrate, I will do this one as well. So let's go to edit mode, choosing the edge selection mode, choosing the edge, I think it's right here, I guess, right? And mark U and mark seams. And now select all of them, sorry, select all the face and go to the top view, press U and choosing Unwrap UV, scaling down, okay? And move them to the other side. Right now we didn't do the layout, but we can do the layout later. So let's unhide, choosing all of them. Let's take a look, press tab key, alright. Make sure they are not, well, overlapped. Otherwise, if you overlap, it will have a lot of problems. So let's choosing this one, and I will scale them down just a little bit. Okay, so now we have this and also this one. Alright, so last part about our keys, our mouse, and our tongue, and also our leg. So let's do that in a very quick way. For the leg, we don't have to do, and we're just choosing one edge and do the mark scene will be fine. So let's choosing shift another key and choosing one edge and press U, sorry, and using mark scene and select all of them and U unwrap UV. So now we have this one. Okay, and the size of the UV map is supposed to base on the size of your model. So when we take a look of this one, for sure your face is the biggest one, and probably your hand is the smallest one. So you can base on this logic to scale up the size. And so basically the hand, it doesn't have to be that big. So I will scale it down and move them into here. And so let's choose in L key, sorry, L key, and press G, move them here. Or yeah, let's just do some layout work. That's nothing big deal. It seems like this part is bigger than the other side. So let's choosing this one, scale down a little bit. Press G key. And move them here. And for the rest, press G and X, move them here. Alright, make sure it's not overlapping. This part was a little bit overlapping, so we have to move them to another side. Okay, looks fine. And this part, I think we can make this part bigger because it's supposed to be has more detail. So let's press G and make them bigger. Alright, the last part about your eyeballs and also all the rest of things. Let's take a look. For the eye, well, now we can separate them because actually I just need one eye. I don't need that too much. And also because the eye still keep the geometry, the typology, so we don't need to do the unwrap UV, but I want to separate them. So let's choosing one model and press L key and P for separate selections. And for this one, we have the UV map right here. So let's choosing all of them, scaling down. That's the eyeball. Okay, it doesn't have much change, so we can just keep this one like that. I think for the rest of the part, it's almost the same things, but let's just show all of them. Choosing this one, this one, this one. Go to edit mode and choosing the I and move G for to move this one here. And the I is not that big, so we can scale it down this bar. Okay, just scale it down. And what else? Let's take a look. So for the rest of the part, if you want to unwrap this one, you can unwrap it as well, but I think it's not necessary. And for all the rest of the part, I just want to unwrap all of them in one part. So here is the gums. For this one, it still keep the basic shape, so I will just scaling down this one, press G key. And for the teeth, let's choosing all of them, scaling down. Oh, okay. So basically, all the teeth, they share the same UV map. So I can just, well, what I think is that, well, for sure there is supposed to be all the teeth supposed to has a different pattern. So I will still do the unwrap UV just in order to make something different. Choosing then L key, scaling down, press G, moving it here. Press L key and scaling down, move them to the side. And this is last one, I think. So scaling down. Alright, so now obviously the layout looks weird, so I need to take select all of them and redo the layout. So let's go to tab key, choosing all. Let's take a look. So basically for the teeth, it's so small, so that's just choosing small. Sorry, that's just select all of them, scaling down. I think we forget the gum, so we can do that later. Yeah, we forget the tongue. Sorry. Now let's move this one here. So all the things right here is our teeth. You can do the layout and scale up, just in order to save more space. Press G, move down here. Okay, right here. Another one. Press R for rotations. Scale up. For this one, I will move to the other side. Probably right now just put them here. L key, G, and R for 180 degree. Press G key, move them here. And the last one, R 90. Press G and move them here. Okay, pretty much finished. Press G, move this one up. You can very close to the border, so it doesn't matter. Press G, move them here. This guy, L key, G, mighty. G. Okay. So basically, what else? I think we almost finish everything. So that's part of the tone. So let's just choosing all of them. Press unwrap UV, unwrap. Huh? Where is that? Where? Let's take a look. So what's happened to this part? For the tongue. Why I cannot unwrap the UV? It looks weird. So anyway, let's choosing probably this edge in the middle, because this part is so deep, so actually it was inside your model. We don't need to make too many details, so let's just choosing this part as the same edge and unravel UV. Okay, looks nice. Scaling down and call out all the other things and go to the tab mode. I think we forgot to select. Okay, tab mode. Tab mode, and now choosing the tongue and move this one. Sorry. Move the tongue to here. Press G key. Move them here. Alright, so I think that's all. So this part probably could be bigger, so I will rotate -90 and press G key, make this one bigger. Alright, so let's take a look. Nice. Basically, I think it's pretty much finished. So for this one, although we don't need to save this image, but usually I will still do the save stuff. Right now, I already record your model, the data of your UV map, the data of about the UV map for your model inside your 3D scene. So actually, you don't have to save this one because we will replay this part using 3D code. But usually, just in case, I still will save this one. Alright, so for the lead screen, we have already finished that. And for the close, let's do that in a very quick way. So right now, make sure you have saved this one. And now let's turn off this and create a new one. And I will call this one close. Sorry, the close. And you can choose in 2018. That's the things you can do. And for this part, it's up to you. You can just using the smart UV map. I think it doesn't matter because this part is pretty simple. And for the shoe strings and also your mustache, I don't want to do the texture pen because it's too simple. So let's just give them a simple color. It will be fine. For this one, let's do the Unwrap UV. So first thing is the code is probably the biggest one. So let's try to unwrap the UV of this one. And is that okay? We just select all of them, press U and smart UV map. Let's take a look. Alright, it will make your stuff looks like that. But well, it's also okay. But if you want to using the smart UV map, I will choosing all of them. Okay, just choosing all of them. And for this part, it's better for you to separate them for now. So let's press L key and P for selection, separate the selections. Alright, so let's choosing all of them. And okay, so now also in the shoe string, we need to separate them. So let's press L key for selection, P for selection. I think before, in order to make this one easier for control, so we combine them together. But for now, we need to separate them because I don't want to do the UV map for the shoe string. Alright, so if you want, you can do the both shoes, but for this time, I will just choosing one and choosing all of them. Alright, choosing all of them. Go to edit mode. As far as you can see, now this is the UV map. It's completely overlapping. So let's just choosing all of them, press U and smart UV projections. Usually it will work, but sometimes still, well, it will overlapping, but for now it looks fine. So just save the image. Save us. And choosing the clone. I will probably just call this one zombie close. Alright, and save the image. Alright, so now we don't need this one anymore. You can just turn off them. And let's go to the object mode. For the rest of the part, including the shoestring and the mustache, I don't want to do that. So for now, it's totally fine for you to export them to a 3D code. So don't forget to save your file. Sorry, yeah, that's okay. And choosing all the things, it's better for you to separate them step by step, one by one. So I will choosing, I think for the eyes probably no, but I will choosing this part. Okay, and now go to export, and for choosing OBJ, and select only, and make sure you have choosing the UV coordinates and normals. Material group, I think it doesn't matter, so we don't need to do that. Alright, so now let's export your file. And zombie, I will call this one zombie skin. Export. Alright, so next part, choosing your clothes, not the mustache. Just one shirt will be fine. And then choosing export OBJ data. And I will call this one the clothes. Right? So export. Once you finish, don't forget to save your file, and let's go to 3D for texture pen. Okay, so that's the tutorial for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.